Rube's Observations brought to you by Bradford White Water Heaters. I want to start with the defense, and the final numbers are kind of ugly. The Ravens had that meaningless 90-yard drive, and they scored a touchdown with 3 seconds left. It's actually 3 straight games. Somebody scored a meaningless touchdown in the final minute. But the bottom line is the defense was tremendous. They held the Ravens to 12 points through 59 minutes and 57 seconds, and that's an incredible offense they have right there. Number 1 in the league, the second highest yards per play on record in NFL history behind the 2000 Rams, and the Eagles shut them down in their own building. I just thought it was such an impressive performance. They were physical. They tackled great. They were huge on the big third downs. And again, it was everybody. It was Jalen Carter up front. It was the linebackers once again all over the field. They pressured Lamar Jackson. I thought Sweat didn't have a sack, but he was really good. Nolan Smith was exceptional. And even a guy like Tristan McCollum comes in when Reed Blankenship gets hurt, has a concussion. This is a kid who barely played in the NFL, played 93 snaps in 3 seasons. And on that critical fourth down, knocks down a pass intended for Zay Flowers, pretty much clinches the game. It was an all-around tremendous effort. This defense continues to play just lights out week after week, and it's really fun to watch. Number 2, it struck me that it was exactly at this point of last season that the Eagles lost to the 49ers at home, 42-19, and that really started the slide, the historic collapse that we've spent so much time talking about. And I think it's important to mention that because we're at that point now. And that was the big narrative coming into the season. Can Nick Sirianni save his job by getting this team past that collapse? Or are they going to just fall apart again? And when you watch this team play, I think we all kind of know that they're not going to fall apart again, that they're for real. And I just give Howie and Nick a ton of credit for A, figuring out why the collapse happened last year, and B, bringing in players that wouldn't let it happen again and getting it fixed. And I think they figured out that they were too old and too slow on defense. They had too many guys on one-year contracts who didn't care. They weren't vested in this franchise. They had to get younger and faster. They had to get into better shape. That team that we saw at the end of last year was not fit this year. You see at the end of games how well they're playing. That's a sign of a team that's really fit. They needed new coordinators, longer practices. All that stuff has kind of combined to go into what we're seeing now. Hopefully that kind of puts an end to all the talk about last year. The final one, a guy we've never talked about, Braden Mann, Eagles punter, was tremendous today. He had 6 punts, 5 inside the 20, 2 inside the 10, no touchbacks. He had a net of 48.5. This is really meaningful because, again, against a team like the Ravens, they've scored touchdowns on almost 40% of their drives coming in. You have to make things harder for him. And one way to do that is to give him a longer field. So I thought Braden Mann, probably the best game he's played since he got here. He was tremendous. And I'm not going to hear a lot of people talk about Braden Mann, but he deserves some props for his performance down in Baltimore.